Hello guys, how we doing? Phil Kent here and continuing my own live challenge, which I've been doing now, and we are catching up fast. Where are we on now? Let me just check back on the day count. Day 45 is today. That is how fast we're going. Day 45 of 50, my day or my own 50-day challenge. And as I was saying at the beginning, it's a great idea to set yourself challenges. Why is that? It gives you a sense of consistency, definitely, a sense of accountability, and it really helps when you do a Facebook Live, for example, that you are helping towards the algorithm and things like that. And it definitely works. I've noticed a difference in the engagement. And even if you're doing lives, this is obviously a time that suits me. Doesn't suit everybody because everyone is in different time zones, but lives do get watched back, and that's the main thing. So it's all part of what we do. So it doesn't matter if you start doing some lives and you think, oh, not many people are watching, not many people are commenting. Maybe that time is just not suitable for them. A lot of people that I speak to are over in Australia or the States or whatever, and they're on very different time zones. But they are catching them back later on. So it's all, that's why you should always be pushing out your content. It's going to be seen at some point, okay? So just make sure you're doing it. So by setting yourself a challenge of some sort, it doesn't have to be one that I've done, 50 days. It can be a 10-day, it can be a 30-day, whatever. But when you set yourself those challenges, it kind of just sort of makes you do it. And you think, oh, I've got to be doing it, because as soon as you miss a day or break a day, then it's kind of all over. We've got Ilse going to be joining us this morning. So before we get into the subject, I'll hold back because she said to me she's running a few minutes behind, and she's going to come in and join us. She's not been here for the weekend. She's been a busy bee over the weekend and taking some time out, which is fair enough. So it's just a case of keeping some consistency, guys. I've been speaking to a few people over the weekend. My weekend stuff was a little bit quieter as well. We've got the bank holiday weekend over here in the UK. And so it's been a little bit quieter, but you still got to sort of keep going through the motions, as they say, and keep going through the routine of things. And I'm going to touch on the subject very shortly. I'll probably wait till yours comes on, because today's subject was entitled, and I was thinking to myself, are you doing enough every day? Now, this came up with a couple of conversations that I have had recently, because some people think they're putting in a lot of work, a lot of time, a lot of effort, and then when you get chatting to these people, and it will be a good one to speak about it, but possibly because we ask, because a lot of people come forward and they'll say, I'm struggling to get results and doing things like this. So talk of the devil, and she is here. Let's just bring my ears up so I can hear her.
Talk of the devil.
Talk of the devil. So, as they say, it's a phrase. Nothing personal.
I hope so.
It's talk of the devil, and she is here. I was just telling people you're going to be joining us shortly, because I was just touching on today's subject. Today's subject we have covered before, but it's come up again. It's come up again over the weekend, and you're going to be a great person, because I know how many conversations you have with people, because you are a bit of a DM queen, shall we say?
No, but I love to know who is joining my team.
Absolutely. And I don't know if I didn't tell you that I entitled the subject for today, Are You Doing Enough? Okay. And it came around because I had two separate occasions that prompted this again over the weekend, because sometimes people say, where did you get your ideas from? And I said, well, quite often it'll come from a message or a post or whatever. And it triggered it again. And I had two different conversations, and they were very similar. And I'm sure you can relate, because we've done this before, haven't we? We've touched on this more than once over my series of lives. And I spoke to two people that I was just speaking to about were they interested in getting started with the program, what they were doing. And so, of course, they said, well, I've just joined a program recently. And I said, well, I've been trying really hard. So I said, right, so what have you been doing? Tell me what you've been doing, and let's see what's working and what's not. And when it comes down to it yet again, and it was a very similar conversation, I'm sure you've had similar conversations with other people, I asked what they were doing, and they said they've joined the program, they've got their affiliate link, they've posted it on their timeline, and they've dropped it in a couple of money groups, so we can see your cat walking around. They posted it in a couple of money groups, and then they said, but no one's joined me yet. I haven't made any money. And so they said, right. And I said, what else have you done? That's about it. and how long you've been doing this for? A few days. And then you sort of think, right, okay, this is not the way to work. And it was a very similar conversation with the other person yet again. And we've touched on this so many times, haven't we? So many times. I mean, I could ask what your sort of day is. We know what your sort of day is. People, and that's why they're in touch today. Are you actually doing enough? Because these people who say they're trying so hard and they're really, really working hard, when you break it down, you have these conversations, I have these conversations, and they are quite simply not doing enough, are they? You're muted, Ilse. We can't hear you. Let's see if I can. That's it.
Yeah. I saw it.
Let's try it. Let's try again. I thought you muted yourself. Yeah. So let's try again.
I'm testing 4 programs. I'm doing 4 programs. I'm testing. I'm brainstorming. I'm in 2 masterminds. I am in a VIP group. I'm doing 16 hours a day. But with 4 programs, you can get so much result with 1 program and 2, I think about 2-3 hours a day.
Easily.
You can get far. Because I'm joining every live, and my mentors are saying don't. Okay, well, that's my problem too. I want to be there. I get the fear of missing out, and if you just do the basics with a little bit of surplus, you get there. But you have to do it every day. You have a daily task to do. You have a weekly to do. You have a month to do. Just ask them to us. Just ask us what they are. And we give you a list. And if you are implementing it, yes, you will get there. Yeah, it takes time. It takes always time because the algorithm is working. People are going to see it, love it, and like it. It grows far further on till it reaches somebody that says, "Oh, this is something I like to see further on." They follow you for a week, for 2 weeks.
That's right. This is the other thing we've said. People will follow you and watch what you're doing.
Yes.
Yes, they do.
And suddenly you get a question. Hey, Phil. I'll follow you for a couple of months. And what is it exactly that you're doing? And then you have a connection.
This is exactly right. And you have way more DMs than I have. So I know 80. You come across. Yes, I know you're getting close to getting your assistants and bump it up a bit more. And it's crazy. I mean, it's, and I don't have anywhere near that amount, but I have sometimes it does go up and down. This vacation period for a lot of people has been a bit quieter, and that's what I touched on yesterday, what to do in the quiet times. The quiet times, I've been trying out a couple of new traffic programs.
Quiet times?
Yes, quieter times. They are quieter from my end, from the DMs, but I haven't sent as many messages out. But these are the times when you can say, right, let's try this program out. Let's put some ads in there. Let's put some banners up in there. Try them out. Test them out. Run them for 3-4 weeks to see if you get any results, any leads from. Try something else out. There's always something you can be doing. There's always something you can be trying. I've had quite a few leads coming in just recently. I've had 2 or 3 people who just sign up as free members in the academy because the wheels are in motion. Some may not do anything. Doesn't matter. You're still bringing them through the system. The system's working. You're reaching out. You're connecting. One of them's been connected with me on email and stuff like that. And these are coming from the efforts that I've been doing completely outside of DM. This is the ones that have been coming through from the leads, from the ads I've got out and stuff like that. And that's what I say to people: you keep doing it. These things are going to they're going to come back. They have to, because you're getting so many eyeballs on your pages on what you're doing. You're going to get people taking a look. You're going to get people dropping their email in to have a look what it's all about. You're going to get people coming through your system. You should be having leads coming in on a daily basis, not including your DMs. They should be separate from the stuff that you're doing outside. I know you are heavily on DMs. I mean, I made a reel. I made a reel last night. I did it sat in there while I was chatting to the wife around a cup of tea or coffee. I did one for my phone again using CapCut. It was a reel that I'd already pulled down CapCut. Get the reel. Didn't even put my own photos or anything on it. Just saw that on a CapCut. I like that. It's a good, positive-minded one. I posted that. It was last night around about 9:30, 10 p.m. our time. This morning, I had a notification from Facebook that it had already got over 500 plays, and when I looked at it, it was just short of 1,000. It was over 900. You know,
Yeah.
and this is just a short reel. I mean, then people say, "Oh, did you get leads or sales from that?" And say, "That's not the point. Nearly 1,000 people have seen that already." You know, so what?
Can
that's
you
your.
imagine 1,000 people in front of you?
Yeah, just seeing that's short. It was about a 7 or 8 second reel that I found on and put it out with my information on it, with my stuff written on it, saying follow me for more information. They're gonna maybe they'll send you a friend request, maybe they'll just follow you, because they can follow you and you're not going to know. And it's just these little bits and pieces that you're doing. Like you do a lot of reels and stuff, and it's easy to do. It's
It's not that hard.
I was sitting talking to the wife, and I just said bum bum bum, and then I just sent it out.
You have to consider, Phil. I don't speak English as a first, a second, or a third language. I don't. It's hard sometimes for me to just speak on camera because I have to think. How does it revert in a sentence? How do I pronunciate it? It's not simple, but I do it. I try. Even if I make a video and then afterwards I speak it in, I don't mind. But it has to be real. Now, so many reels this day.
Yeah, I just had a quick peek while you were saying it. It's 925. It's set out now from this morning. This was it's not it's crazy in just over 12 hours that's been sitting there, and it was already at over 500 this morning. And when I looked at Christ, it's 900 now. So it's going to top 1,000.
Yeah,
like you said, 1,000 people just from something that took me minutes to do. It was absolute minutes to do. And there's kind of no excuses really. When people say, "Oh, how long did that take?" I was talking with the wife; she was sitting next to me. I did it on my phone while we were chatting, having a cup of tea and stuff like that late last night. Just pop, pop, pop. So easy to do. So easy to do. And it's not all about people say, "Oh, but did you get any leads from it? Did you get any sales from it?" That's not the point. They don't get that. Do they?
No.
Like you said, it will.
Yeah, it will. People need time to think. What is this? Second time, this is interesting. Third time, let me look a little bit more about that person because there's something in there. Fourth time, let's follow him.
That's
and
right.
From there, you can see a change of a real follower. And it's about 7-8 times they see you that they came across your DM of saying, "Hey, Phil, love your content. Hey, Phil, what is this all about? Hey, Phil, can you send me some info?"
That's
Phil,
right.
I'm your team member.
So, and I said I had quite a few leads coming over the weekend. And I know because I haven't been sending out as many messages because I've been looking at other pieces. I know they're coming from the traffic platforms I've been using because they've been coming straight through the system that way without the direct contact. And these are not the system leads. These are leads that I've generated from, and I've just got a load of banners everywhere, some login ads and all this of it. Again, easy things for people to do. Go in there, set them up, let the ads run, bomb. These things are going to keep showing for you all day for as long as the credits until they run out. So, that is free advertising at its best. It might cost you a few bucks just to put a few ads up, but how simple is it? How simple is it?
Not only that, Phil, nobody realizes that the system is still working. Even if you are shopping, doing the dishes, laying in bed, sleeping, on vacation, it is still working. That's social media. It's still working. Without you putting in the things you have to, it's not immediately. No, it's growing. Put it once in, and it still grows. That's what people are not realizing how easy this is.
And this is not just the system leads. These are leads that are coming in, all the time from the outside efforts we do. And this is what we said. This is why you need to be doing all these different pieces. Because you might have 1 or 2 leads coming from there, 1 or 2 leads coming from there, 1 or 2 leads coming from there, and they add up. They come in. This is not the system lead. You don't rely on those. They're just like a bonus that go to the magic link or whatever. So they're still coming through. They're coming through to your email or responder, but they're trickling in every day. So the people that say I'm not getting any leads, then it really does come back to you're not doing enough.
No.
If you're not getting, I mean, I'm not a lead machine, but it doesn't take much to trickle in 2, 3, 4 leads a day to come in. That's what you should be looking at, just from any efforts that you're doing. This is not paid traffic or anything else. This is not DM. These are just leads that should be trickling in from everything else that you're doing and from your work that's out there, and if you're not producing them sort of 2, 3, 4, 5 leads a day, then what are you doing? You're not doing something. You're not getting enough eyeballs on what you're doing. It really is as simple as that, unfortunately.
And think of this, I'm an absolute control freak. I want to know who's in my team. I want to know who goes from a lead to a member. You don't have to do that. You really can get leads and see where they are coming from. If they are interested and reach out to you, then you can ask yourself, am I a really team player and nurturing them, or is the system is providing them enough? I'm the absolute team player. I want to see you are in my system. I want to see from the beginning to the end what you are doing. That takes a lot of time, but it doesn't have to be like that. That's me. You are somebody else and you say, okay, if they go through those videos, they are enough, those videos. And the community is more than enough. And you can say, okay, I'll guide you through some of those videos and then stops and it's on you. You can do that. Absolutely. And it's so easy. You choose what you want to do with your needs or your members until you say, okay, till here. And the rest is up to you.
Yeah, it is. I mean, that's what I wanted to touch on, because I thought, and it was good that you came on today, because I know what a workhorse you are, the hours you put in. I'm doing things all the time, and this is what we do. This is what we do. Is it easy across the day? Not always, but we state that consistency is the big one. We all bang on about it. It's just staying consistent. It spreads out across the whole day long. And it's just going from one to the other, find that time to keep the routine in. And then and sometimes you need to have a sort of harsh reality check with some people without being sort of rude to them. You just when they start to tell you, well, I've done this and done that, and I just say to people, look, you're not really doing enough. And when they say, well, but I haven't got the time, you sort of, you're gonna have to make the time. It comes back to how badly do you want this?
But not only that, Phil, they usually don't know what they're doing in a day. And if they just go sit down and said, okay, from that to that, I'm going home, I eat, and then I pluff in my sofa and I hit on the telly and I see this, and this because the news is on, and it's cozy, and the wife wants to see this with me, or my husband wants to see this with me. It's maybe 4 hours you can spend on something else, building your business. And to realize that it's just one moment you can sit down and say, okay, what am I doing in my days? So many people don't know. It's so a routine to do that. Coming home, plopping, sit in before the telly and just binge watch, or I don't know. I don't see television, so yeah.
Well, that's it. It is. So, and we will have, and like we commented before, it's we still have time for us, and that which is important, but you can fit it in
Sure.
across the day. And
Mm.
and we both work with people that have full-time jobs as well, because
Yeah.
we've got,
Yeah.
obviously when I'm at home with my wife who's disabled, so I do
Yeah.
get
You have
some
to
more
get
time in it,
this
but I still
full-time
spread it
job.
across the
Right?
day. So I'm up at
Yeah.
5 o'clock every morning, and don't get to bed much for sort of 11 o'clock at night. I'm always up at 5 anyway, and that's whether I'm going to the gym first thing or whether
Yeah.
I just start up. But I'm across the day. I don't get on here much in the morning. I do a catch up in the morning and post daily posts, and then we're out most mornings, as you know. But I speak to people when you get the right people, like you've had many good people. I've spoken to people that have had 2 jobs, that have had a
Yeah.
job all day, and they come home and they do a second job, and they find time to do it. They come
Yeah.
and say,
And I
right,
cannot
and
imagine that.
and they say to you, right, okay, I came home, I had an hour spare, so I jumped on, I did this, did this,
Yeah.
and they're buzzing. And then you get the people that either don't work or they have a part-time job, and they're saying, I don't have the time. I
Yeah.
just, and you're thinking, hang on a minute, I've spoken to people who do 16-hour days. Look at Richard, my VIP, the one who's been turning up a lot more
Yeah.
in the VIPs. He works 16
Right.
hours a day,
Yeah. Not only that.
nearly every day.
Yeah.
And because of our encouragement and your help and the VIP's help, he's now, I know for a fact, he's told me,
Yeah.
turning up for the live calls. He's getting on
Yeah.
the Zoom
Yeah.
calls,
Yes.
and
Of
this is the
course.
guy who works. Yeah. And well done you, because I pushed him that way, because I said, this is
Mm.
where you need to be now. You need to be with the help. And he's doing 16-hour days, but he's finding that time because
Yeah.
he
Because
wants
the
this so
value
bad.
is in there.
Yes,
And
and because he's got the desire, he wants
yeah,
this
he
to
does.
work,
Yeah.
and that's the difference. As we spoke about, like Philip Johansson the other day, you and I, that
Yeah.
clip I told you about.
Philippe, yeah.
He spoke to that guy straight. How badly do you want it? And that's what it comes down
Are
to.
you hungry enough? Do you
Yes,
starve enough?
absolutely. Yes. Are you hungry enough for it? How
Or
badly
are
do
you
you want
having a
it?
comfortable meal so
yeah.
you don't starve?
That's why if you want it badly enough, you'll make the time.
Yeah.
Absolutely, you'll make the time.
And time is the same for
Everybody.
everyone.
Everybody has a busy life
Everyone
in some
has
way or other, whether they're at
24
home,
hours a day.
and
Everyone.
it's a very, very competitive industry that we all work in, and so you've got to push yourself out there and do what it takes to get seen, to get noticed. Like you said, people can follow you for ages. I think I mentioned it before last week. I had a guy who just appeared in my DM about a week or two ago, and he said, and I was on day 36, something like that, of my channel, and he said, hi Phil, he said, I've been following your live challenge you've been doing since day one, and I've really been enjoying your lives and the content, and can you tell me a bit more about what else you do? So for 36 days, and this is, I don't know if you've been following before that or not, but he started following the challenge from day one, and for 36 days this guy sat there in silence, not watching, not liking, not commenting. And then, as you say, out of the blue, I've been following your challenge since you started. I'm on day 36. Who is this guy? But it amplifies our point that they can be days, weeks, months, even. But you've got to keep doing it. You've got to keep doing it.
Yeah, and it's still out there. Your content is still out there. You do it once, and it's still.
We got Carl. Hi
there.
guys, just jumping on for a while. Hey Carl, are you just listening, Carl, or if you're able to connect, depending on where you are, I can shoot you the link. Let us know. I've been doing a lot of work with Carl. He's doing all right. He's Carl. And I appreciate he's now doing a live nearly every day. His lives are they're getting better. He's definitely getting more confident. He's now told me that he's enjoying doing them more. He's got this great. Yes, he can try and get on. Let's get the link over to him. 1 second.
You see, it's not that scary. It isn't. It's like having a nice talk to each other, those lives.
It is. I'm just dropping the link into you as we speak.
Yes.
There we go. Let's go back to where we are. Yeah, so he's going to try and get on. He does have a few connection issues. So, but I watched his one. I think it was 2 days ago, and he was actually because he works as a long distance. He does a lot. He's a tour coach driver, and wherever he was, he just had the phone. He was walking down the street to get something to eat, and he was holding the phone as he's walking. He's doing his live, but he's walking. I was like, what a turnaround this is! He's now walking down the road, talking in his live, and he said to me, I'm feeling better doing them. The confidence is coming up. And I've been showing him a lot of other methods that I use, and he's starting to realize. He actually said, I'm learning so much. Yeah, he's realizing how much there is to do, and it's doing him good because he said he's needed a bit of direction. He's needed a bit of a DMO, to give him that sort of structure, and he's piecing it together, and he's realizing now sort of what we do, and how much effort we put in. And this is what I say to people: if you're just putting in, like this streams live, as to my Facebook group and to YouTube, and I think the YouTube live is going to get like 2 or 3 views a day. But I say to people, but that's 100 views a week. That's 100 views a month, just from somebody watching the lives on YouTube. That's 100 views that I wouldn't be getting. That are just doing as part of this. That's why, again, people are watching me. They're seeing me. They're seeing you. They're seeing everybody else that comes on. They're seeing what we're talking about. 2 or 3 leads are coming in from some traffic exchanges now. They're trickling in, and this is what you want. As you speak about, Ailes, you're feeding the system. You're feeding.
Yes.
You're watering what you're doing all the time.
Feeding the system.
And their leads come in, they go through your autoresponder. They're getting that contact. You're getting that contact in front of them. Is everybody going to join? No, of course they're not going to join, but they're seeing you. Cole's just trying to connect to see how he's doing. See if we can bring him in.
Those artists, singing artists, huh?
How you doing, Cole? Here he is.
Oh, I'm all right. Yeah.
Oh, we were just singing your praises about your lives and how much better they're getting and how much confidence you get. Walking down the street doing his lives now, he is. Look,
Yeah, people actually stop to talk to me and not realise what I'm doing.
Just grab them on camera, say hi.
Yeah, I did that. Yeah. I did that a few years ago. I was doing lives, and again, I was doing this job, and we stopped at Wells Cathedral for them to have a walk around, and I did a live from Wells Cathedral. You see, so. When I've got the phone like this and I'm chatting away, and this one of my passengers has come up to talk to me, and I said, oh, I'm just doing a live, come and say hello to people. So he spent 10 minutes chatting away.
There you go. But from your first live that you did, and the first day 1, day 2, the difference in seeing your lives now is really good to see. The confidence that you have now. They are night and day difference, absolutely. You can see that, and it's great to see because your confidence is coming up. You're just doing them whenever you get a minute. You're just shooting that live, and that's so important, Cole, because you're branding yourself. You're putting yourself out there. People are getting to see, oh, this is Cole. This is Cole Murray. This is, and that's what you want, and it's just gonna continue to grow. Your confidence.
I've had a few compliments come through, so that's pretty good. I don't do it for compliments, but it's it's nice to have.
Yeah, of course it is.
I will take it for compliment.
No. Yeah. It's like as we said, these lives that I do, this time of day doesn't suit a lot of people. These lives at this time don't suit everybody. I know some of the people that I speak to in Australia, it's quite late for them, or in the States it's quite early. Yeah. But people watch them back, and then I'll get comments saying like #replay, great content today. You guys are awesome. So people, doesn't matter when you do it, people are still seeing your stuff. Whether they watch it live, watch it later on, they're seeing it. And you're going to get that, Cole. People are going to get the notification on their Facebooks that you went live. They're going to go back and check it out and see what you had to say and things like that.
Yeah, sure.
It's such good for your branding. You're putting yourself out there. You're building your own trust factor, and that's what's key. That's what's key to everything. That's why people
I had a lady. I had a lady from Thailand that jumped on and kind of sent me a private message and said, "Oh, I've been watching you online, you know."
Just what
Look
we were
at
saying.
you, you're a world star.
Yeah, I know. He's got more. He's got more over the
worldwide.
world.
I will run if somebody says, "Hey, Els," and I don't know the other person. I will run away. I'll say, "Hey, Casey," I will run. I cannot comprehend with that.
He's going to change his name to Cole Murray International. He's going to be.
Yeah, I don't remember. I told you the story of me checking into the Irish ferries. I was in my car. I was in my car, and I was going. I was actually going to start work. It was like March. I was going to start work in Ireland, and I was checking in, and this guy in a big yellow coat knocked on the window. He said, "Oh, hello, Carl. How are you?" You know.
We don't even get that,
Do
Els.
I know you?
He said, "Oh, you look confused." I said, "Well, I don't think we've met." He said, "No. I follow you online, you know."
We have an international star with us, Els. Look, you know, we're in great company here. We have international Cole.
I think when you start doing these lives, I think you don't know who's watching.
No, of course you don't.
No, you don't.
You know, you just don't know. I mean, they don't even have to be part of your friends list or anything. They get shown everywhere.
Yeah.
You know, like as you know, last week I just shot one on the way back from the gym the other morning. It was about 7:15. I just thought, I'm going to jump on. You know,
that was actually good.
Thank you. But I did that once before, but in the middle of the RPM challenge, I did one. I did a couple on there. I did a live to TikTok, but the one I did last week, I just jumped on. I thought, I'll just shoot it. I was halfway home, and I was about 10 minutes out, if that. You know, and I just jumped on impromptu, just started talking, and the amount of feedback that I got from it saying I really like this. This was ideas saying, thanks for your live this morning. Got great motivation from that, and I was like, okay, no worries, cheers. You know, but you know, people were seeing it and watching back. You know, it's just putting it out there, and people. The more you do it, the more branding, and that's you've come from building up from nothing like I did. I mean, I know I've had the experience before, but you know, when I came back to this only just over 3 months ago, I had nothing. You know, I had no email list, I had no social media presence.
Yeah.
So I had to start it. I had to start it from scratch. You know, I came back in via. I mean, RPM was the first thing I came in, but that was just sort of touch and go, and then that's where I saw it was initially, even though we didn't connect directly, but then for many reasons I came out. But then once OLSP came in and I got to work with that, now things are coming up. The social media presence is coming up. The email list is starting to grow from scratch, you know, and it just shows you can come in and just get to work. You know, it's hard work, but you just be consistent, keep doing it out, keep putting it out. You know, it's like one of the things I touched in on the lives. I mean, I don't like it when so-called team leaders or whatever will just say, "Oh, right, yeah, join this program and join that, and you got to join this traffic exchange, and you got to join this one." You know, when really they're not really interested on how good that platform is. They just want They just want them to join under them in that program, so they get a bit more commission. I won't operate like that. I'll only recommend something to teams if I know it produces results for me. You know, that's
Phil, you can always ask, "What do you pay me for to join?"
You know, but that's how it should be. You know, you don't just try and get people to join everything that you can. You recommend a platform that you know is working for you, and then you can say, "Look, I use this. I get leads from this. I get some sign-ups from this. Go check it out." You know, otherwise, what's the point? I mean, I could just easily just say, "Oh, there's a program, here's a program," and just reel them out. And really thinking if they all join this, that I'm going to earn some money from it. That's how a lot of the leaders are, you know. But it's not like that. You will recommend things that are working, and then your team's going to appreciate that. Right or wrong, you work in the same way. You know, you're not just going to throw things out. You know, try them out yourself. That's what I always do.
Yeah, I've got a guy that he's now living back in Thailand again, but he's
Oh.
he's he's a digital marketer.
Uh-huh.
So
My
yeah,
dream.
so he's going to be coming on board soon. So
Oh, let me
There we
connect with
go.
him. Oh my god.
Yeah,
That's
he's
my niche, traveling and digital
well
marketing.
he
Yeah,
was
that's my dream.
he was my next door neighbor when I was in Thailand, and then yeah, so we both lived in Bangkok for a while.
I got online. Oh, I think we lost. I think we just lost Carl's connection there. Looks like he's gone off.
Yeah.
Yeah, a good online friend of mine moved to Thailand to live, and he's still there now, as far as as far as I know. But hey, yeah, that's what I wanted to touch on. Is you got to put the work in, and if you have that routine, which we say the same things, don't we? It's like banging our heads against a wall. Sometimes it was, get the routine. It is. You feel like, have you got a routine? What are you doing? Post here, do this, do that. Across the day, you can still fit your busy life around it. Doesn't matter if you have to do it in the morning or the afternoon or late in the evening. And I've worked with people, as you have, that doing sane hours, but they find the time to fit it in, if you've got time to sit on Facebook and scroll through looking at cats and dogs and food.
Sorry, that was the boss on the phone. I had to answer.
Oh, was it? we thought we'd lost you.
No, he was just updating me with we've had a pay increase on food expenses.
Yeah, and me on fuel a lot in Belgium.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, it's good. Yeah, it needs to be. He was only paying us if we were.
Oh, he's gone again.
Oh, he's lost again. He seems to be jumping in and out now.
Yeah. Carl is glitching.
Yeah, I think he's glitchy, but he's on his phone in his bus. So
yeah, we understand. But yeah, indeed, there's nothing coming out if you don't put something in.
Absolutely, they couldn't be put better, could it? I mean, that's what it is. And we're not sort of having a go at people. Sometimes they have had poor instruction. Sometimes they have had poor guidance from programs, because a lot of programs do say that. Get on board, grab your link, post it on social media.
Yeah, but then you have a little thing to put in your backpack and say, okay, I have to have a link. What do I do with the link? Sometimes you have an answer, sometimes you don't have an answer. So
that was in back
your
again.
Backpack will be filled with everything you already have done. Yeah, if the program isn't working for you, maybe it's time to reflect on yourself and say, what am I doing what they ask? It's not always
it's one of the most well-known sayings that there is. If you work the system will work for you, and that's it doesn't matter what you're in. You can generate leads to anything, but you've got to put the work in, put the work, and keep that momentum going, keep it up. So and that's what you need to be doing. I mean, it's like once you establish that routine, that's what Carl was missing when we started working together a bit more. He was missing his DOM really, or DMO side, and he's now starting to see that. He's starting to see that himself, that he's building his own structure. He's got a busy life. He drives his buses all day, but he's starting to structure it. He's finding time now for his live every day. We're introducing some other bits and pieces. He's finding time for those, because scrolling on Facebook is fatal, for anybody. And I say to people,
you can lose 2 hours doing that easily.
So quickly, which is why I don't. I said it's got to be proactive time all the time. I don't have time to scroll down and look through stuff like that. Whether even if you just watch it, if you're watching a training for half an hour or an hour, that is productive. Always
Yeah.
I bang on to people all the time. Do something that is
Yeah.
actively going towards growing your business. That's what you should be doing. Everything that you do should be actively going towards growing your business. Whether it's doing some training, whether it's trying out a new traffic platform, whether it's getting some ads placed, doesn't matter what these things are. Whether it's shooting out some DMs or making some new connections, as long as it's something that's actively going towards growing your business, you're doing the right thing. You know,
Yeah.
whether it's getting
Yeah.
on CapCut. Sorry,
Yeah.
yours. Go on.
Most of you people only have one or maximum 2 programs. I'm doing 5 lives today. I went to the gym first, 3 hours to the gym. I do 5 lives today. I have a dominator I have to attend to. I have to set up some things. I'm testing a program, and I'm doing my lives. And it's all possible.
It is.
It is.
Yes.
I took a
It
shower,
is.
I ate, I have a talk, I'm doing other stuff, I'm here with you. It is possible.
Like I said, we touched on Richard, the VIP you helped pull over to the things. I mean, you know, I know I don't actually hear from him as much as I did now, which is a good thing because he's where he should be. He's with you guys in the lives. He's not there every single night, but he does 16-hour days. You know, and he still finds time to get on them live calls, to jump on the Zooms and get on the
I mean,
Skypes.
even
You know,
even the 16-hour days, you still have time. You still have a few hours in the middle where you're not doing anything.
Yeah.
You know.
yeah. You know, it doesn't
If I'm
take long,
waiting somewhere,
especially-
I'm making my content on my phone. I'm editing.
Exactly. I said, especially with this modern day and age with the phones, where you can just go on to CapCut or whatever, and you can pull down. It is. I did it last night, like I said, you know, and that reel's got over 900 views in just over 12 hours. Do all the reels get that many? No, but that one did. You know, so that little 10 minutes, which I pulled down and just posted it last night, has got over 900. That's 900 people seeing my content or my profile or whatever. Like you said, it's nearly 1,000 now, just from one that I did in 10 minutes. For the beauty of the phones, you know, it's that simple to do. It's eyeballs yet again. It's just, oh, this is a good video. So what do people do? If you see a reel go past that you like, what's the first thing that most people do? They take a look at your other stuff. It's human nature. Yeah. It's human nature. If you like a reel, say, what else have they done?
We're so curious, aren't we?
Yes, curious. That's right.
What is it?
Oh, when I was in RPM, when I saw when I came across Il's first time, you know, I see a couple of her TikTok videos, and it's true. What's the first thing you do? You click on and watch one. Oh, what else has she been doing? It's human nature. It's
crazy bunny.
You know, everybody does it, you know. And then if you like to, what do? You click the follow button, you're going to see some more, and that's what people do, you know. But if you're not putting that content out in the first place, they're not going to see it. They're not going to see it, you know. This is why when I spoke about. I spoke about doing some traffic exchanges, and I spoke recently with Carl about putting banners in. I will create some of my own banners inside a Canva. Why do you do that? Because just by making your own banner, which is different to the company provided banner, you're going to be different. You're standing out. People are going to say, what's this? You know, it's different. It's more eye-catching rather than the same banner going round. You know, there's nothing wrong with having the same ones, but do something different. I mean, yes, it might take me 20 minutes or so to create an animated banner rather than 2 minutes from copying it inside of a program, posting it up. But guess what? People are going to say, I like this. I like to look at this banner. You know, it's eye-catching. It stands out, you know. And these are the things that you need to be doing, just that little bit extra to stand out from the crowd, as they say.
Yeah.
It was got she's got a curious look on. Okay. Anyway, we're approaching the 45-minute mark. Els is getting tight on time because she's got to be somewhere. Carl, it's been lovely having you on, mate. You proved it again. You proved what we've been talking about. You're on your bus. You're doing your coach tour, you know, but you found time to jump on, you know, and this is all beneficial. This is you taking in knowledge. This is you getting on camera. People are getting to know who you are because they'll recognize the face. It's all the part of the branding, which is all part of what we do.
Keep
doing what you're doing. I'll be looking out for your live later if you haven't done it already. I'll go if you
Yeah,
haven't, I'll go-
no. I'll be going for a walk in Salisbury in a minute, and then yeah.
Ah, Salisbury. Yeah.
Salisbury.
Salisbury.
That's where you are today.
Salzburg.
Yeah, near the
Salzburg.
Salzburg. Yeah, I wish.
Germany.
Yeah.
Okay
So,
then, people. Well, thanks for joining. Thanks, Ilse, as always.
Right.
Thanks, Carl, for jumping on. Nicely to make time.
Welcome.
For everyone who's been watching, if you're catching it now, catch it later. Been great having you on. Whatever you're doing, have a great day, and we'll catch you on tomorrow's live, same time, same place. In the
Yep.
meantime, have a good day, and we'll speak to you soon. Cheers.